Hi, and welcome to my channel. This video is going to be discussing 2023 predictions, Christian predictions. One of the first things I saw when I was praying was a giant board of a Trouble game. If you know the game Trouble, it has a bubble in the center that you pop and you go around the board. Well, on this particular board, and I was asking God about 2023. On this particular board, the bubble was almost as big as the board, the bubble of trouble. And not only that, out of the bubble of trouble came these tentacles on all sides, reaching out beyond the board. So I would say from that particular image that we're talking about a lot of trouble in 2023. About a couple of weeks ago, I had a dream, and in the dream, there was a nuclear missile, and I'm not sure if it was in the United States, but I think it might have been. I believe it was a US missile, but it might have been another country. But the main point of this was this particular nuclear missile was in its launching pad, and it just accidentally rotated and fired towards Russia. And that was the dream. And of course, this is like, from my standpoint, I think of this as like almost impossible. It couldn't happen because you have the football, you have the codes, and there's a protocol, and nukes cannot just fire accidentally. But you never know. And I suppose you've got Iran trying to get nukes now. You've got who knows where the nukes are around the countries surrounding Russia. You know, all those countries now, they're lining up to get into NATO. Who knows where the bombs are? And some of these places, maybe they just don't have the safety protocols, the competence of the safety protocols of the West. So who knows? I saw this missile fire into Russia, a nuclear weapon. And of course, if this did happen in real life, I mean, I don't know what Russia would think of it. I assume they would immediately fire back. They're not going to wait for an explanation. And I don't know how much they're going to accept, gee whiz, oops, we accidentally fired a nuke at you, when that's pretty much impossible to believe with the protocols that are supposed to stop that from happening. So that wouldn't be good. I am, of course, praying that this will not happen. So I hope you'll pray with me too that we don't have this nuke fire into Russia accidentally. And it seemed to really be an accident. It wasn't like they just pretended it was an accident. But it actually, in my dream, it was an accident. Now, something that I saw when I was praying was I saw, I guess, maybe where it's going to land in Russia. I saw a very remote area, luckily, and I saw tall evergreen trees, maybe pine or spruce, very tall, and tall, thin trees. And I saw like a wind go past them. And then I saw like a blast. And the blast just simply eliminated the trees. It burnt everything. There wasn't even a tree left. It was like, well, nuclear devastation. And the only good thing you can say about that is if that's a vision of where it's going into Russia, at least it's a remote area. It's not going into Moscow or an extremely populated area if it were to happen. So that's the nuclear part. Who knows what an accidental firing of a nuke could do for the for World War III. I think there'd be some retaliation for that. I don't know how anybody could convince Russia that it wasn't on purpose. Okay, so that's one of the things I saw that could happen in 2023. Another thing I saw was a fireball coming out of the sky, an asteroid, and when it came into the atmosphere, it turned to fire. And when it hit the ground or wherever it hit, it seemed to just explode and send fire everywhere. And now I've had a dream. I'll put up a link to it, to the video that I made about that dream of April 22nd, 23rd, April 22, 23, let's say. And I saw midnight catastrophe in the dream, and it was a asteroid hitting the Earth. So I thought it meant midnight Eastern Standard Time, my time, which would be, maybe 11 o'clock somewhere else the day before, the 22nd, and somewhere else, maybe, who knows, China. I don't know what time it would be, but let's say it was 3 a.m. in China. So April 22, 23, midnight. But here we come up upon April 22nd of 2023. So who knows? Maybe this is the year that that big asteroid actually hits the Earth. Or maybe it's just a small asteroid that I'm seeing, but I see something hitting and I see it in 2023. And I am also praying for that to not happen. Of course, I also saw when you have well, this could be nothing to do with that. Maybe it's all connected or maybe they're different events. I also saw a tsunami. It was a very large tsunami and it came inland quite a ways onto crops. So I saw that too. I also saw lava, eruption, volcanoes erupting, or a volcano erupting. I also saw an earthquake, and it was quite a large earthquake, and it was literally making mountains. Two plates hit together, or when plates hit together, they hit so hard that they drove the earth up, and when they collided, they literally made like a mountain or mountains. But let's hope they're just little hills or just little mounds. But that's what I saw. Them colliding so severely that they would literally push the earth up together into a mound. And I can only imagine if plates hit that hard, how much devastation that could do in the world. So that would be a very big earthquake that could do that. I also saw something. I saw the earth upside down. I was asking about 2023, the planet would reverse. So I sure hope that's not this year, and I'm praying against that too. So please join me in praying that the world does not turn upside down as predicted. We're the pole shift. It's called a pole shift. And apparently we're in the middle of one. I heard someone speaking on the internet, and they were saying that the world's conveyor belt, which is the Gulf Stream, and it's actually slowing down. And there's a lot of things that happen if it ever slows down. And one of the things that would happen if it slowed down and stopped, which it looks like it's going to do, it's slowing down, is that at the equator, there are millions of cubic miles of water being held there by centrifugal force, I assume. And when the conveyor belt, the Gulf Stream, slows down and stops, that water will slosh. It will have to go somewhere. So that could explain the tsunami if this is what I'm seeing. That we could actually have a pole shift coming this year. I hope not. There's another thing I'm praying against. I really hope we don't have that. That could certainly cause earthquakes and volcanoes and changes of temperature all around the globe. It could be quite a severe thing. Certainly would cause tsunamis around the globe. But I did see a vision of the Earth upside down, a pole shift, so maybe that's coming. Another thing that I saw a submarine. I saw it basically, I guess it had been hit by another country, a nuclear sub or a submarine, and it was falling it was just going to the bottom of the ocean. So I don't know if that signifies maybe the war that, if there's going to be a war, a world war caused by nukes, maybe that's a nuclear sub that's going to the bottom of the ocean. I saw that. That's 2023. Another thing I'm praying against. And finally, I saw McDonald's. I saw Ronald McDonald the clown, and I saw the Hamburglar, and I saw McDonald's closed. And I saw McDonald's closed indefinitely and possibly permanently. And I don't know what could cause McDonald's to close. A controversy of some sort or another pandemic. Maybe it's symbolic of all the fast food joints. Maybe there's something wrong with the food. I'm just speculating, but I did see that. And if you like your McDonald's, you might want to fill up your freezer with some hamburgers and fish fillets and whatnot, because I don't know. That seems like this year there could be some kind of something going wrong with McDonald's, the restaurant, fast food restaurant. And that's about what I saw. So I guess I don't have anything to add. We'll see if any of it comes true, and I'm praying that none of it comes true. And I ask that you also join me in praying that none of it comes true, because we sure don't need, a bubble of trouble to unleash on the planet. All right, so God bless you. Have a great day. Bye for now.